The Sleigh Ride. It was finally Christmas Eve, that magical night when Santa came to give presents to good children around the world, and Timmy had been especially good this year, doing anything and everything possible to be an outstanding member of society. As he crawled under the covers he excitedly yelled, "Good night Mom and Dad," and shut his eyes tight trying to force himself asleep. It took a while, but he finally dozed off with dreams of a new dirt bike. He was awakened by soft tugging on his shoulder. Could it be, he thought, is it morning already? But as his eyes tried to focus he realized, it was still dark outside. Then the tugging started again. He rolled over and looked, and in a half-asleep stupor couldn't believe what he was seeing. It was old Saint Nick himself. He saw the shock on Tim's face and reassured him in a cheerful voice, "Come with me, young Tim, I have a great surprise for you." Santa turned to the door and Tim was right on his heels. He followed him through the house until they reached the fireplace. Santa then said in a voice so pleasant, "Take my hand, child, and don't be afraid. There is a tradition that I keep every year. The nicest kid I take for the night to help keep me awake on this long sleigh ride, and you, my boy, were the sweetest of all the children this year." With that being said, Timmy climbed right up in that seat beside the jolly old elf. It was amazing. From house to house they flew, and Santa and he were having a grand time laughing and talking. When Santa was done with the house, he would split the cookies and milk. Tim was having the time of his life when he looked up at Santa and exclaimed, "This is the best Christmas ever." Then he turned his voice down a notch, looking into those kind old eyes, "Thank you so much for this wonderful night ride." Santa leaned down. Tim thought to whisper in his ear, but instead bit a chunk out of his neck. As he wiggled, squirmed and tried to scream, Santa smiled with gore on his chin, laughed a hearty laugh and said to Tim, "Sugar-filled snack only keep me going for so long. Your body though will give me the ability to finish my night and spread Christmas cheer to every good boy and girl." Just as Tim's world started to fade to black he heard the old elf one more time, My, I was right, you are a sweet boy, and don't think me a monster, but I need to feed on one child a year, that's how it has to be. So now you know of this little known tradition. It doesn't matter anyway because none of you will listen. So I will leave you with this, you good girls and boys, one of you will be sacrificed for all the world to receive their toys.